McCombs, Tyheem Burno, Trevon Bleasdale, and Jason O'Calley. And the Rowan Gloucester Roadrunners, #1 in the Region 19. They were 20-2 in the conference. They were dominant at home. They were dominant on the road. It didn't matter where they played in the 2018-19 campaign. And they go with a starting lineup tonight of DJ Henderson, Tyler Lunsford, Jazir Noel, Luciano Lubrano, and S.J. Hawkins. So these teams getting set to take the court. Final game of what has been a long but productive day of basketball here at the Collins Arena. It's been certainly fun to follow, and now the final team looking to make their stamp. It'll either be Union or Rowan Gloucester, set to play in the region championship tomorrow afternoon. And they will take on Middlesex, who we just saw knock off Cumberland in our previous game here on Brookdale TV. And the Rowan Gloucester lineup is now going to be introduced. And we'll remind you that our broadcasts are brought to you by Joyce's Subs and Pizza, and they are located at 655 Newman Springs Road in Lincroft, and available online at joycessubsandpizza.com.
You know, I said this at the beginning of the day, Brian, and I was talking to you off camera. I really do feel all the games that we've had have been interesting and exciting in different ways, let's put it that way, that we've seen so far today into tonight. But I really felt when I looked at the bracket for the semifinals here in the Collins Arena, I really felt this was going to be the best game because Union comes in here. We know that they play with a lot of energy. They have a huge fan following that comes with them from Union County. And then Rowan College at Gloucester County, the undisputed #1 seed. So I'm really interested to see, is it going to be who's playing the best basketball right now that is able to come out in the end with the win, or is it the overall #1 seed that has been the best team all year long which gets the victory? It really should be very interesting.
And the officials for our final game tonight are Tom Fitzgerald, Fred Leo, and Sean Shepard. Now it is Jordan Rowley for Union and S.J. Hawkins for the Rowan Gloucester Roadrunners. Crowd making some noise. We're ready to go. Winner keeps their season alive and plays tomorrow right here at 2:30. And the ball is in the air. We're underway with the Roadrunners controlling the opening tip. Lunsford and Henderson play catch. Noel has it taken away. Tyheem Burno exploding to the basket for two.
And already you can see how quick this game starts off. Burno with a nice steal going to the other end around Jazir Noel and laying it in for two.
Early chance of defense from the Union bench and their fans. And it is another turnover. Scooping it up is Bleasdale. Now Bleasdale on the drive, and he throws it away, looking for O'Calley down low.
Now that's two straight turnovers for Rowan College at Gloucester County to open up this game, Brian. Not necessarily the way that you want to start in the opening minute.
A team that typically takes care of the ball pretty well, averaging under 14 turnovers a game. 2-0 Union to start, just underway. Down low is Hawkins. Good defense from O'Calley, and it's thrown away. Boy, Union has come out with a burst of energy. You could feel it just looking at their bench.
Well, that's three straight turnovers now, Brian, for the Roadrunners. Again, they're only down by two, but a lot of these games that we have seen are win and lost in the opening couple of minutes. It's important to get off to a strong start.
Three on the way. Tyheem Burno connects. He scored the game's first 5 points, and it's 5-0 Owls. The answer from Noel, no. And a rebound, Bleasdale.
And Josier Noel is going to have to come up big for Rowan College of Gloucester County. He's arguably their best player. He's going to have to play a lot on the floor. He's going to have to turn a lot of minutes, and he's going to have to score a lot of points.
S.J. Hawkins, offensive foul. He bumped into Nyquan McCombs. And so you mentioned the turnover problems. That's about 4 of them, and we haven't even played 2 minutes yet for the Roadrunners.
Well, it's 4 straight turnovers. I mean, it seems like it's the same story every time down the floor for Rowan. They just are not on the same page. I don't know if it's this building, the long layover. They had to wait all the way to the nightcap to play just after 7:30, so I don't know what it is, but they're certainly not looking very strong. Union's been very tough defensively.
Jordan Rowley gets a touch, ball movement. Bleasdale a fake, drive, jump shot, side rim, and the rebound controlled by Noel. A Rowan team that lost just 3 times all year at 28 victories. Henderson in the corner. Now Noel, a spin, gives it up. Henderson on the move to the basket, misses, followed by Hawkins is put in. S.J. Hawkins finally gets the Roadrunners on the board. Bleasdale with Hawkins in his face. Nearly traveled. Probably got away with one there. Shot clock down to 10 for the Owls. Long 3, Bleasdale, and it's way short.
Yeah, not really the best look there for Bleasdale. It was still early enough in the shot clock that you could have tried to dump it inside, as I think Coach Henderson is going to call a quick timeout as a result, but not the greatest looking shot there from Bleasdale.
It's a 30-second timeout taken by Union. Just under 3 minutes in. And Rowan Gloucester led by head coach Will Wareham. And what a year they had. Second straight terrific season for the Roadrunners. Last year they were 27-5. They finished second in the region and lost to Cumberland, who of course we just saw in our last game in the region semifinal. But they have higher hopes for this year, being the #1 seed. Although Union looks like they're going to pose a big threat. Checking into the game is Luciano Lebrano. Henderson too strong on a 3, and they got a foul there on the rebound. That was Bleasdale who got hit. Or Burno, check that.
So far, Union's opened up the game fairly well, going after loose balls. Nice box out job there by Burno. Tracking down that rebound, got fouled in the process, and now Rowan, not only are they down by 3, but that's their second team foul, and the second charged to S.J. Hawkins.
So both fouls have been charged to Hawkins and the Roadrunners. O'Calley is denied. Lebrano to the basket, layup misses. It may have been blocked, and it's picked up by Rowley. Nyquan McCombs, pocket picked. Lebrano clear pad to the basket, throws it down. Bleasdale for 3. Long rebound. It's to Burno, and he walked.
And Union just has to settle down a little bit. They're quick offensively. They're quick with the trigger, which has gotten them off to a strong start, but you can't get too complacent and just start chucking up shots left and right. Try to work for a good shot. I know you like to run, and there's nothing wrong with being up tempo. Sometimes pulling back on the reins would help you.
Catch and shoot, Lunsford, Tyler Lunsford. He's got it. Ahead of the floor is Bleasdale with a move off the rim. No, he tracks it down back at the perimeter. Burno fires, that's too strong, and Lebrano reaches up for the rebound. Noel Working on Rowley. Takes a dribble, blocked by Rowley. And it's last touch LeBrano. It'll be Owl basketball.
I said this a moment ago. Union just has to settle down a little bit. I know they're playing with a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy in the building, but they haven't really been working for a very good shot the last couple of possessions.
Oh, alley-oop, but Rowley missed it. He missed the dunk. Handed off for Henderson. LeBrano for three. In and out and out. Rebound to McCombs. Burno kicks it back out. Bleasdale can't hit the three. It's rebounded by LeBrano. Good pace to start. Here is Lunsford. Way off. It's an air ball. And then McCombs is fouled. And that's on Zamir McCray, who is checked in on the Roadrunners side. 7-5 Roadrunners. At 5.5 minutes gone by. Long three is short. The try from Burno. Offensive rebound, Bleasdale. Burno in the paint. It goes down. Tough shot in the lane. Tied up at 7. Good atmosphere tonight. Backdoor cut. And the layup is missed by Henderson. And the Owls come the other way. Alley-oop. Rally to catch, and he lays it up and in.
Tell you what, this energy that Union is bringing to the floor almost makes your head spin how fast they're able to get down the side of the court. The thing that they've had issues with is almost trying to not run over themselves, trip over their own feet. They've been going so fast, but they make it work on that possession.
Henderson couldn't convert. McCombs leads the break. Bleasdale is called for steps. Frantic pace for these two high-powered offenses. Rowan comes off a 92-69 victory against Montgomery. That was 1 week ago. That earned them a right to play in this game tonight. Cross-court pass, Henderson up for it.
Oh.
Not expecting the pass, and it's taken away by Bleasdale. Gets around LeBrano, shot short. And the rebound to McCray. Roadrunners running. Stripped to the ball is Lunsford. Bleasdale's out of the floor. Hook pass. O'Calley missed the dunk. Jazir Noel drops it off Henderson for the lefty layup. 9-9. McCombs, short, long rebound is to Lunsford. Now Lunsford running with it. Bounce it for Henderson. LeBrano for three. No, and unable to save it is McCray. It'll go to the Owls. And they'll make a substitution into the game as Najee Plunkett. Ravon Bleasdale gets a breather. This is a game where we're going to need to take a breath a couple of times the way it's going. Plunkett. Shot clock's down to 8. McCombs way off the mark. Long rebound, though, is to Burno. And then there's a whistle.
I don't think the shot clock should have reset because I don't know if that ball hit the rim. And they're going to say a shot clock violation. Wow. I don't know if I agree with that. I know that the shot clock should have been reset, but I don't think the shot clock was that far down for it to warrant an expiration, but I don't know.
Noel. Jumper too strong, rebounded by O'Calley. Floated ahead for Rowley. Missed it, tipped by Plunkett. Rowley's got it. McCombs sees the defender go by. His three-pointer, in and out. Lunsford on the acceleration, and a blocking foul is called. Burno hit the deck, and free throws coming up.
Good call by the officials, wasn't really set, even in that restricted area.
So for Tyler Lunsford, the sophomore out of Vineland, New Jersey, who was one of several players to average double-figure scoring in this game. Lunsford hits the first one. He averages 15.3 a game. Naquan McCombs is coming out, and in now, Marvelous Akingbala. One out of two. Rebound snatched by Rowley. Plunkett, he drills it. Najee Plunkett, it's a three. And that puts Union back on top. Alex Angeles is in the game for Rowan now as they retain possession, ball knocked out of bounds. Lunsford. He's looking. He finds a man. Noel didn't catch it, gathers it in. Contact, no call, out of bounds, and over to Union.
You just see both teams right now kind of testing the waters, seeing really what the parameters are, what they can do on offense to try to push the limits. For Union County, we know that they've gone up-tempo, and that has worked for them. I still feel, though, that if Union County is going to be able to perform well, they're going to have to get the ball inside a little bit more. Of course, as soon as I say that, they knock down a three.
Najee Plunkett has hit a three from each corner now. Angeles, it's an air ball, and he hears it from the Union bench.
And that's just not a very good shot, because you look at how much space Angeles had before he took that shot. He could have taken a couple dribbles inside, at least to the foul line, a much more higher percentage shot. Didn't take that. That's not going to earn him any brownie points.
Rowley doubled, kicks it back out. Lob it inside, the catch by O'Calley. His shot may have been blocked by Noel, who was in the area defensively. And the save from Burno, and he threw it off Angeles.
Watch this incredible athletic play by Burno, throwing it at the feet of Angeles, and nothing really he could do. Union definitely has been the better team. I know they only lead by 5, but looking at them as far as looks are concerned and athletically, they're outperforming Rowan. Got a long way to go, though.
Now, the overall record for Union was under 500 as a result of the early season mishap with the roster, as Plunkett fires again, and they've gotten a hand on that one. And then it's taken away in the backcourt by Burno. He's running with it. Finds Jared Simmons, and it's going the other way, offensive foul.
Yeah, to the point that you were talking about a moment ago, Union was 2-14, or 0-14 on December 18th. They went on to win 14 of the last 17 games to just make qualifying for the Region 19 tournament. So even though they're a team I think that, quite honestly, is the most underestimated team, they're certainly playing the best basketball simply because of the stretch that they went on to get here in this tournament.
Well, you know they're a good team because the record's under 500, and they were ranked as the number 4 seed. As we're going to get a tie-up, it'll change possession. And DJ Henderson is back in for Rowan, replacing Alex Angeles. Union got here with an overtime victory against Northampton, 92-87, a week ago today. Burno wraps it back out.
Nice ball movement there, but they turn it over.
DJ Henderson leads the break. Layup misses, and then it's put home by McCray. 9 minutes to play first half. Plunkett, it's going the other way. It's an offensive foul. So for Najee Plunkett, that's his first, and each side has committed 3 to this point. It's a 3-point Union lead. Here is Henderson open, comes up short, and it's rebounded by Plunkett.
Ooh.
Offensive foul on McCombs.
And that's a good call. McCombs is a little bit out of control coming up the floor, and then watch, right at the end, he kind of leans into Lebrano. And unfortunately now for Union, what is that, the 3rd straight offensive foul, something like that for the Owls. So they've got to start cleaning up the fouls on the offensive end. They're killing themselves. It's basically a turnover.
The offensive fouls piling up as Noel, he's fouled. Shot doesn't go, but he is going to the line. So Jazir Noel, the freshman from Woodbury, New Jersey. Foul is on Jordan Rowley.
And I will say, Brian, this game has had a lot more energy than the last game that we just saw between Middlesex and Cumberland. But you look up at the scoreboard, same tale, really, in a sense. A low-scoring affair. Both teams come in averaging over 85 points a game. So we have not seen that explosive offense that we were used to seeing out of these two teams during the regular season, that we were thinking we were going to see going into this matchup. A little bit surprised.
As McCray is denied on the inside, and picking it up is Bleasdale. You mentioned it's been a frantic pace back and forth, but lately the shots haven't been going down either side.
Well, they haven't been necessarily good looks, and that's part of the problem, is you see a nice rejection there by Henderson in the corner. But they haven't necessarily been all that great as far as looks are concerned. Union County has been trying to get the ball inside, a lot of tough shots in the paint, whereas Rowan has struggled to get any penetration going, and they're taking a lot of long perimeter shots. So not great looks on either side right now.
Bleasdale, a pull-up, rimming no, and it's rebounded by Noel.
Now that was a good look, just didn't go in that time for Bleasdale.
Noel picked up by Rowley. Lunsford, he drains it. It's a 3. Timeout, Union. And with 7:47 to play in the first half, we will step aside here on Brookdale TV with a game tied up at 15. Gadsword, Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our Brookdale TV crew with you tonight and all day here on Brookdale TV. We thank you for being with us, as this is the final game on our slate. It is Rowan Gloucester, the number 1 seed, and Union, the number 4, tied up at 15, as we're at the 7:40 mark of this first half. Burno driving baseline. Bleasdale for 3. He's got it.
And how about Bleasdale? Not really known as a three-point shooter, but he stepped up big in this game, playing very well on the offensive end for Union.
He shoots it at 35% from behind the arc. This last one gives Union the lead. Lunsford using the screen.
Just good defense there by Union, not allowing any penetration.
Lebrano off the mark, and back the other way is McCombs. To the corner, Bleasdale fires away. Rimming in and out. Offensive rebound, and back out for Burno. Playing the passing lane, Lunsford, who touched it last, out of bounds.
Bleasdale did everything but score on that possession, and you have to credit Union. Knowing where he is, they know exactly where to be on offense. They just look a little bit more prepared in this first half than Rowan.
O'Calley. Union will get set up here. Burno makes his move. Bleasdale for O'Calley, or Rowley. Bleasdale tries a three and hits it. Another from the corner. That's been his spot.
And you just saw in that possession, everyone almost kind of touching the basketball. Union being able to spread it around, and they find Bleasdale in the corner. Rowan has got to do a better job of closing out on shooters.
Lunsford, he answers back with a three of his own.
And not really a whole lot you can do. Hand in his face didn't really matter there for Tyler Lunsford, and a much-needed bucket for Rowan.
21-18 Union. Under 6 minutes to go first half. Burno calling out a play. Teams in a bunch set. High screen, O'Calley. Long three, Burno missed it. And there's a loose ball foul, which will give the ball to Rowan Gloucester. That's the 6th on Union. And this one is on O'Calley. Roadrunners can tie on this possession with a three. Noel, a fake, a spin, into the lane. Short, but he's going to the line. Strong move by Jazir Noel. Let me mention that these are two of the better offensive teams in all of the Region 19. So much so that in the Roadrunners' last game, in the win against Montgomery, as a team, they shot 62% from the floor.
And they also shot 82 or 84%, check that, from the foul line. So that's really doing a nice job making those foul shots count, which are crucial in close games. It wasn't really a close game against Montgomery, but anytime you can shoot well from the foul line, you help yourself overall on offense.
Noel himself shoots it at 76%. That one rattles in. 2 out of 2 from the line. Union holds a 1-point lead.
Nice move.
Burno, bank shot, yes, and the foul. Tyheem Burno aggressively to the basket.
It doesn't take much. You see this quick little move. He gets around 2 different defenders, and he draws the contact. Just a nice job by Burno getting to the foul line.
He averages just under 21 points a game. Can't hit from the line. Picked up by Henderson. Ooh. And Lunsford is tripped up. Foul is called.
Yeah, that's going to be against McCombs, and crowd is not happy about it. And I have to partially agree with them. There was some contact, but it looked more so like Lunsford just kind of fell on his own.
Well, Lunsford to the line, where he shoots it at 78%. Crowd is making some noise. It's a nice crowd on hand for this game.
Yeah, we talked about how Union County, they play in a bird's nest, so to speak, really tiny little shoebox up in Union County and Cranford, but when they go on the road, they travel very well.
5 minutes to play in the half. Union up by 3, screen O'Calley. Burno drives, misses the shot, knocked out of bounds. And Union will hold on to it with 12 to shoot. It'll be Burno. Lebrano defending. In for Bleasdale. His shot way off the mark. It was for 2. And now the Roadrunners are running. As able to catch it was McCray. He may have traveled. And then it's stolen by Bleasdale. Long pass for Burno.
Nice.
Drops it off Simmons for the lefty layup.
And that's why Burno is such a tough player. He had the recognition, even as a freshman, to know that he didn't have position on Noel. He dumped it off to Simmons instead for the score.
Union by 5. Lunsford drive and kick. Lebrano with Bleasdale. Taking it at him, and he called for a travel.
I tell you what, you have to give credit to Union. They are really tightening up inside. They have not allowed Rowan to really be able to work in the paint at all. They forced Rowan to shoot from around the perimeter, and Rowan's a good perimeter shooting team, but if they can't get the ball inside, they struggle just like any other team would.
As that jumper from Burno couldn't find the basket. Lebrano is hit hard as he gave the pass up. And for Union, it is team foul number 9. And that's on Akingbala. So Luciano Lebrano, one of the sophomores, in a 1-and-1, and he missed it, rebounded by O'Calley.
Here's some big foul shots that Rowan is leaving on the table. I know we still have another half of basketball to go, but in a tight game like this, those foul shots, even early on in the game, come back to bite you later.
Burno backing up with it. O'Calley sets the high screen. Burno hard drive, lost it. And Rowan comes back with Lebrano. Lebrano shot rejected by Simmons. Fight for the basketball. And it's picked up in the corner, but it's a jump ball as Lunsford got to it. And the possession arrow keeps it with the Roadrunners. Here's a substitution. Lebrano out. Angeles returns. Lunsford to trigger it in for Henderson. Going at Bleasdale to the baseline, where Lunsford puts it up and misses. And it's rebounded, ripped away by Bleasdale. He may have taken a shot to the face, and a foul is called.
And just the frustrations inside continue for Rowan. I know that I keep harping on that, but I'm really impressed with the way that Union County has sealed up the paint. Anytime Rowan tries to go inside, they immediately have 2 or 3 bodies on them, so it's making it very difficult for the Roadrunners to get anything inside the paint to work. They're forced then to go around the perimeter. Union County's doing a nice job of also rebounding, so you got to give credit to their defense.
O'Calley picks it back up, and he scores. And the Union lead has swelled to 7. Under 3 minutes to go now in the half, and a timeout. Looks like Jerry Henderson took it while his team was on defense.
O'Calley actually may have walked there underneath the basket on that last replay. I was looking at the
Did they not
feed.
call it timeout? Rowan Gloucester never left the floor. I'm not sure what that was about.
Well, if it was a timeout, that was the fastest timeout I've ever seen.
Right, I thought it was either 30 or full. There wasn't an option for 10 seconds.
Well, it's a pseudo timeout, so to speak, I guess. And for Rowan, a chance to regroup. They have got to get something going inside the paint. Another turnover.
Jared Simmons lays it up and gets the roll. His bodies went to the floor.
And that's a tough layup to make. Look at, you got someone right behind you. You're coming hard to the hole. You have to kind of pull up a little bit so you don't go in too strong. Nice job there by Simmons.
Henderson stripped of the ball, and it's a tie-up. Union signaling it's their ball, but possession arrow says otherwise. Well, the Union bench is applauding.
And in these types of games, Brian, it's all about the little things. Going for 50-50 balls, getting on the floor, fighting hard underneath for rebounds. In that case, it didn't go Union County's way, but they feel better about themselves because they forced the tie-up. That's, I think, the difference in this game right now. Union is just playing better, doing the little things that much better than Rowan.
Lunsford looking, floats it in, dangerously so. And it's taken back by Henderson. Henderson fires and knocks it down. It's a 3. And a quick 30-second timeout after the made basket is taken by Will Wareham and the Roadrunners. 29-23, Union leads it. We have a 30-second timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick break here on Brookdale TV. We'll be right back. Back inside the Collins Arena, final 2:17 of first half play here in Game 4 of the Region semifinal matchups here on Brookdale TV for the Region 19 tournament. The women's final is set for tomorrow. It'll be the hometown Jersey Blues taking on Middlesex, or Passaic, I should say. And that's thrown away. O'Calley looking for Simmons.
Now it's an opportunity here for Rowan, down by 6 with about 2 minutes left in the half, to try to make some run at Union County and take some momentum into the locker room, which is so huge in a game like this.
Under 2 minutes to go now, and it's scooped up by Akingbala, and he has the lefty layup.
And that's just better defense by Akingbala. What a strip.
Now the trap on Lunsford, and it is a double dribble. I'll tell you, this Union team came to play, and their bench has been fired up since this one has begun.
We talked about how well Union travels. The crowd is into it. It almost feels like a home game for the Union County Owls. They have come out to support their team.
This is no ordinary 4 seed. They're taking it to the #1 team in the region right now as Bleasdale way short. That time, Simmons missed it on the inside. O'Calley tries again. That's short. And finally, Noel comes down with it, and then he's bumped and fouled.
Had plenty of good looks on that possession. Nice rebound there by Noel. But you mentioned it, Brian. This is not your typical 4th seed. And when you look at the numbers and you look at the record, you don't necessarily think of Union as being that tough of a team just by their overall record alone at 14-17. But we talked about it off camera. We talked about it during the game. This team has been playing, you could argue, the best basketball in the conference since the middle of December.
Last foul is on O'Calley. It's his 2nd. It's double bonus situation for the Roadrunners. Noel able to take advantage. Union leads it 31-25.
And if you're Union, you want to be careful here not to give up your cushion. You have a 6-point cushion right now. Try to maintain that, keep that distance between you and Rowan going into the locker room. You don't want to do something silly here in this last minute.
Bleasdale for Simmons, adjusts and hits off the glass for Jared Simmons.
And again, the Owls continue to go inside. They're getting good looks. They're just playing a little bit better in the paint. Roadrunners have struggled to get the ball inside to try to give themselves some options.
Final minute first half, Noel, he knocks it down. Jazir Noel, a triple. Simmons counted and one. Teams going back and forth and putting points on the board. And for Jared Simmons, a chance for 3. And it's good. Half-minute remaining, first half. 36-28, Union leads the number 1 seed, Rowan Roadrunners. There's about a 1-second difference shot in game clock. Lunsford drains it. A long 3 for Tyler Lunsford. And now Union can hold for 1.
And that's one of the reasons why Rowan is the number 1 seed. They can hit those threes just like that.
4 seconds left. Burno taking his time. Burno makes his move at the horn. It goes. Tyheem Burno beats the buzzer. And the final exclamation point of the first half is provided by the Owls, who lead it 38-31 at the break. The number 4 Union team leads the number 1 Rowan Roadrunners. Such an impressive display from Union here on the road. An under 500 record, but as we talked about, that doesn't do them justice. This is one of the best teams in the region, and they're showing why.
Yeah, and I really do think a lot of people underestimated Union County College. I think they underestimated them when they were the 4th seed in the overall seeding in the Region 19, and then they underestimated them in this tournament. They are playing spectacular, and I think Rowan is having difficulty. I've mentioned it several times. They're just having difficulty getting the ball inside. They're not getting any penetration. They're not allowing themselves to get any opportunities, because if you get the ball inside, you have some options to work for at that point. However, their three-point shooting has kind of saved them. They've kept them in this game, but I'm just very impressed by the way the Owls have been playing. They've performed very well. So many different talented players. They have good size. They're athletic. And right now, I think that Roadrunners are looking a little bit perplexed on offense. I don't think they were expecting this stiff of a challenge from Union County.
And it's a 7-point Union lead trying to advance to play the region championship tomorrow right here at the Collins Arena. Second half is underway. Brian Goudsworth, Tim Catalfamo back here with you as Union opens with a turnover. And so it'll be Rowan Gloucester basketball on their opening possession of the second half, and we're now pleased to be joined by their Director of Athletics, Brian Rowan. Brian, thanks for stopping by.
Great to be with you guys, and great to be up here in Brookdale. Always do a great job in your broadcast. Fans back home in Bedford, New Jersey, and all over South Jersey. Appreciate the coverage up here, and we're hoping to give the fans a good show here in the second half.
Well, you guys got some work to do. I know that you have had not only this game, but you've got the men's wrestling team, so you've got a lot going on with Rowan Athletics right now, right?
Hey, absolutely. 16-sport program.
And our wrestling team's out at Nationals. They're headed home tomorrow. But right now the focus is on these guys. Our baseball team's in North Carolina. Our track and field team opened the season today. There's always a lot surrounding our program. But, right now the focus is on this 18 minutes and 50-some-odd seconds and trying to turn this game around.
As drawing the foul there is Luciano Lebrano, and so he will go to the line. Your overall thoughts here on your season? I mean, obviously it was a great number 1 seed overall, but the first half tonight, as you mentioned before you came on, not one of your better shooting performances.
Yeah, absolutely. A great year. So much fun to watch this team. First-year head coach Will Wareham. What a great job he's done, with the program. Going back, I mention this sometimes in our history, men's basketball has been one of our strongest sports, going back to the 80s when Fang Mitchell was our coach, moved on to coach at Coppin State, went to the Sweet 16, and then we won a bunch of region championships with Coach Solomon in the 90s and Ricky Jackson after that in the 2000s. And, we feel like we're poised to start doing that again. That's the goal. Will's, I think, one of the best coaches in the region. We're really happy to have him on our staff. And, like I said, a great season so far. But obviously, what matters is what you do in the postseason. That's what you're going to be remembered for. And now's the time to turn it on.
And then looking forward, I know that you mentioned you got the baseball team in North Carolina. What are the upcoming seasons now as you kind of transition away from basketball? Certainly, if you win today, you still got more basketball to do. But as you're now looking to some of the spring sports.
Hey, great question. Our spring is typically our strongest season. Our baseball team's preseason number 3 in the nation. Softball is one of our strongest programs. I look over, I see Bo Scanapico at the table. One of our great rivals, 1,000 wins for him.
That's right.
Our head coach, Steve DePasquale, and him, have gone head-to-head many years. We won national championships in both of those sports. We're the defending national champs in men's track and field. Our women's track and field team was the runners-up. I coached the men's tennis team. We've won 4 national titles in that sport, too. And this year we're bringing men's and women's golf on board.
As Taheem Burno is able to knock down a 3.
Taheem Burno has been the difference maker in this game so far. You know, I think I said it after watching the first half. Union is who we thought they were. You know, maybe should have been the 3 seed in the tournament. Their record is definitely not indicative of their season. The second half of the season, they was as good as anybody. Burno's as good a player, you know, or at least as any guard in the region. And their 2 big guys have been really good. Played great defense in the first half.
As Jazir Noel can't hit the 3, it's rebounded by Rowley. We're joined in the booth by Director of Athletics for Rowan Gloucester, Brian Rowan. And Brian, just to touch on one of your players here, a lot of players who average double-figure scoring, but Jazir Noel is a player Tim and I both have been impressed by.
Hey, yeah, you know, he's not off to a good shooting start. He hit that 3 at the end of the first half. We hope that'll get him going. Hey, Union, though, great start to the second half. And Jordan Rowley's a guy I wanted to mention. He played great defense on Jazir in the first half, you know, until he got those 2 fouls. But Jazir's had a great season. We think throughout the year has had as good a year as anybody. Should be in the running for Region 19 Player of the Year. But, hey, right now the job for the Roadrunners, make some stops and then get a couple easy baskets. I think Union's come out strong on defensive end in the first half. We got to go to the basket. I'm going to let you guys get back to it. I appreciate you bringing me on, and let me talk a little bit about Roadrunner Athletics. And just thank you again for everything you do to promote our student athletes in Region 19, and good luck with the rest of the tournament.
Well, we appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming up. Really appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Brian Rowan joining us in the booth, the Director of Athletics for the Roadrunners, as Rowan has possession now across midcourt with Henderson all the way. Lefty layup, no, but he is fouled. And so DJ Henderson now to the line for Rowan. One issue for Union, they're working with a 14-point lead, but they have committed several more fouls in the game than have the Roadrunners.
Yeah, now fouls are starting to become an issue. You mentioned how they have 3 team fouls now. That's an area that if Union is not careful, could come back to bite them, particularly later in the game.
Henderson, the freshman out of Jersey City. And in and out on that one, it's rebounded by Bleasdale. 3 minutes gone here in the second half. A game that Union has controlled and led for most, if not all, of the way tonight. McCombs hands it off. Bleasdale's 3-pointer won't go, and it's rebounded by Hawkins. Henderson, he gets inside. A lot of contact. He's frustrated that there was no call, but the Roadrunners will have it.
And I think that's a good way to describe Rowan's play inside the paint. They're just frustrated. They're not used to not being able to get that penetration inside, and they're trying to force the issue, and it's leading either to turnovers or bad plays where they hurt themselves more than they hurt the team, than they help the team.
Noel can't get it to fall, and he touched it last out of bounds. Though it'll be Union basketball. I mentioned the overall record is under 500, but you get to qualify for tournament play by having an over 500 record in the region, which is what Union was able to do, overcoming a lot of obstacles from early on as Rowley the offensive rebound and put back.
Yeah, simply put, right now, Union has just got more athleticism and they're bigger inside. They're grabbing these offensive rebounds.
Henderson fires and rattles home a 3-pointer. So DJ Henderson makes it a 12-point game. We'll step aside here on Brookdale TV with Union up 47-35. You're watching the Region 19 tournament on Brookdale TV. Leads Rowan Gloucester 47-35. Brian Coudsworth, Tim Catalfamo, and we just recently had Brian Rowan on, the Director of Athletics for Rowan Gloucester, so it's only fair that we welcome in Sean Noel, the Director of Athletics for Union, and of course, formerly of Brookdale. Sean, good to see you again.
Good to see you guys.
You're in the booth anyway, so we might as well just drag you over, right?
Might as well. Might as well. Good to see you. Good to be here. got a great game going on. So.
As Rowan Gloucester with possession here outside with Lunsford, long three, and long rebound Simmons. Little collision there, it'll be a jump ball. And the possession arrow is going to give it to Union. Sean, just kind of take us through this season, because I'm sure it's been kind of a roller coaster ride for you early on with the record not being where you wanted because of a player ineligibility, but how you rallied around that and finished the season so strong.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a tough run, when we found the ineligibility, it was tough. I had to address the team and take care of it, and we did. And then the team knew what they had to do. They knew, they had to be 500 either in the region or overall. And at that time, they knew overall really wasn't a possibility. So the region was the only chance they had. And I got to give them credit down the stretch, without looking. I think they lost 2 or 3 games, and, they hit the 500 mark exactly. Actually, 1 game over. So, you got to give them a lot of credit. And I think coming in, we were the team that nobody wanted to see. I think everybody knew you couldn't look at the record. You had to look at the body of work. And I think, that's why we got the 4 seed fairly. Like you're seeing here today, we play hard, we play well, and I think we're, just one of the top 4 teams like we're seeded.
Now, I know that we asked Brian Rowan about the rest of his sports coming up in the spring. I know, knowing you for many years, I know you're already thinking about that. So what's going on with Union County going into the spring, summer months?
Well, the spring we have baseball, men's lacrosse, men's and women's track and field going on for the spring semester. So we have a lot going on. Lacrosse started today. Baseball is supposed to start this weekend, but with the weather, we didn't. And track and field has some time. So we'll see. It'll get busy. Like you said, we're just coming to the end of one season. The other one's already started. So, like you said, you don't get much of a breather, but it's exciting. So, playoff time in basketball or any sport is always great. And then we go from there, and the spring is sprung.
DJ Henderson drives. There was a lot of contact saved there by Bleasdale. And another tie-up here with Rowley. And possession arrow keeps it here once again. Another opportunity for the Roadrunners.
And one thing, Sean, I've been really impressed with Union County is their size. Coach Henderson really recruited very well during the offseason. They've got a lot of big athletic players inside. Yeah,
he's got 2 big guys, Rowley and O'Callaghan. And then he's got, I think, probably arguably the best guards probably in the region. I mean, he's got 3 great guards. They're quick. They play well together. They shoot well for the most part. So, it's been a lot of fun.
As Rowley kicks it back out.
Here. Burno, I think, is one of the best, players in the region.
He definitely has shown some athleticism tonight, and not just him, but Bleasdale. Trevon Bleasdale has performed very well. So you just have all these players that are really impressive, and I think are taking a lot of people back because people look at the record and they're quick to judge, but they're not looking at the team as a whole.
Exactly. If you just look on paper, you would have no idea. But when you see them in person, like you said, it's a whole different thought. And they should be here, and they're here for a reason.
And Sean, what has kind of the transition been like for you? Of course, you were here at Brookdale for several years, had a lot of success, and now transitioning to another program in the same region. What kind of has that transition been like?
It's been good. It's been good. Obviously, it's new. You got to learn a whole new set of procedures, people, how to get things done. But it's been great. It's really been great, and I've enjoyed it there. Like I said, I can't say enough. I really enjoyed my time here. It was a great experience. We had a lot of success, and I'm hoping we can do the same thing at Union.
So Union possession here as Burno backs up with it. We're joined in the booth by Sean Noel, Director of Athletics for Union, formerly of Brookdale. A fake here for Burno, steps back for 3, comes up short. And then Simmons takes it back, hit shot, doesn't get the roll, tipped all over the place. Rowley stays with it and finally gets
Rowley's tough inside. Rowley's really tough inside. He's going to make you work hard, and he's going to work hard to try to get that rock any way he can.
One thing that stands out about Union, they just seem to play with such a relentless type nature.
Yeah, they do. They play hard. Again, they've had their backs up against, the wall all year, especially, that second half of the season they knew, and they've just been playing with a tenacity because that's all they know.
And then the other thing, too, is not only do you play with a lot of energy when you're on the side for Union, but you guys travel extremely well. I mean, you have a huge fan following. We've heard them all night. They're really passionate, and they travel more so than I think of any other team in the Region 19 Conference.
Yeah, no, we've had a good fan following, which is great. You know, especially when you're on the road, you just never know.
It's a hard foul there.
Late foul on there.
Let's see who they got it on.
I think it was on Rowley.
It is the third on Jordan Rowley.
And that's what we got to be careful. Our big guys sometimes get in foul trouble. And, you know, that's the thing. You know, we do have a good bench. But, again, anytime you take your starters out, and, you know, 3 fouls, you know, it's kind of on that cusp there. If somebody's coming in, it looks like somebody's there at the table to come in.
Sean, tell us briefly about the last game your team played, an overtime thriller in the quarterfinal matchup against Northampton. I'm sure that was a fun one for you to watch.
Oh, yeah, it was a
I don't know
dog
if it was
fight.
that much fun, but it was fun on paper. Let's put
Yeah,
it that
no,
way.
it was good. It was a dog fight. Our facility that we have is nothing like this. You know, it's a little shoebox. It's small, but it creates an unbelievable home court advantage. And we were rocking. We were packed at the gills, and the place was rocking. You couldn't hear yourself think. And like I said, it was a fight to the finish. Northampton put up a good battle, and we were able to come away with a victory, which is good.
Lunsford able to finish in transition. Bleasdale grabs hold of it, and a whistle.
Timeout is my guess.
Timeout is called. 12:43 to play here in the second half. Well, Sean, it was a pleasure. Best of luck to Union the rest of the way. They certainly look like a formidable opponent, and thanks so much for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Great seeing you as always.
All right, Sean Noel joining us. We will step aside here on Brookdale TV with 12:43 to go. We'll be right back. Union in front, 49-41. Our thanks to Director of Athletics Sean Noel for stopping by for a few minutes, and of course Brian Rowan as well, who joined us previously.
I don't think we've ever had 2 athletic directors on the same broadcast. That's a new one. That's a first.
That's a new record. Meanwhile, we got 12 and a half minutes to play in a good one. Region semifinal, the winner will play tomorrow. Here's Burno, floater. Shot doesn't get the roll. Offensive rebound is to Burno. Muscles it back up, doesn't go. Tipped up in the air. No one can catch it. And finally, it will go to the Roadrunners.
Tell you what, the officials are letting them play inside. There could have easily been a foul called on Union. And then on the other side, when Rowan had the ball on that last possession, there was some contact as well that I thought probably should have been a foul against Union. So officials so far kind of taking a step back and letting them play.
Rowan Gloucester trying to creep closer. As the number 1 team, this is Noel coming up way short. McCombs able to refine the handle on it. Bleasdale fake, steps into a 2-pointer, short. And it's rebounded by Hawkins.
Bleasdale, that was a good look, but he had so much space in front of him, Brian. I'm surprised that he pulled up that short. Could have gone in a couple more dribbles and had a much closer look at the bucket.
Lunsford comes up with air. Save try by Hawkins. It's for naught.
And did you see Burno there boxing out S.J. Hawkins out of bounds? Even though he knew he wasn't going to get the rebound, at least box the other player out, allow him not to get the ball. Just a nice, solid job by Burno.
11 and a half to go. Burno.
There you go.
Inside lob. Simmons all in one motion. He missed it. And a loose ball foul on the Owls. That's their 8th. They picked up 8. Rowan Gloucester just 1. After Union had picked up the 10 foul mark in the first half, this is a 1-and-1 situation for Hawkins, who shoots free throws at a 54% clip.
And I think you just mentioned it a moment ago with the team fouls. We were talking about that at the beginning of the second half. That's 8 now on Union. And if there's an opportunity here for the Roadrunners to get back in the game, it's going to be at the foul line. So these are some crucial foul shots now for S.J. Hawkins.
the Newark, Delaware product. He'll get another attempt. It's much easier to call him S.J. Hawkins than his actual first name. Second attempt, 1 out of 2, picked up by O'Calley.
I think both teams got away with a foul downstairs there.
Blocking foul is called, and that'll be the second team foul against the Roadrunners. That's on DJ Henderson, so he's picked up 3. McCombs in for O'Calley, didn't catch it, and it's scooped up by Henderson.
And Union, they're not playing poorly, but they're leaving the door open for Rowan.
Lunsford short. And back the other way is Burno. Burno for McCombs. Can't hit the 3, fielded by O'Calley, and the putback.
Yeah, McCombs later on will just call that a pass, because that's pretty much what it was. Air ball to O'Calley, who puts it in.
51-42, Union leads it. Hawkins, nice move. He couldn't convert, though, and O'Calley the rebound. McCombs pushing, gives up his dribble. Bleasdale thought about it, lob it inside, hit the rim, and it's out of bounds, going the other way.
And see, that's just an opportunity where Union has got to be a little bit more smarter. They've got the momentum. They've made a nice defensive stop on the other end. You don't need to force things. You don't need to try to play up-tempo and look for something that's not there, which led to that turnover.
Noel. A spin. Back out for Hawkins. Jab step on O'Calley and called for steps. Here's Najee Plunkett, who hit a couple of 3s when he came into the game in the first half. And now he's in for the first time here in the second half. 10 minutes to play tonight. Union trying to keep their roll going. Jerry Henderson's team has come back from the dead from earlier in the season. As O'Calley off the glass, he's going to the line.
And one of the reasons why Union has been able to get so much penetration inside and get good looks at the rim and the paint has been because of their size. You look at Jason O'Calley alone, 6'9". Then Jordan Rowley, another player as well that's been contributing inside the paint. He's 6'9" as well. So just the ability for Union to get inside is primarily because of their size. They had to take advantage of that going into this matchup tonight. They have. O'Calley, though, has got to do a little bit better job at the foul line. These are some big buckets. Still, with a 9-point lead, you can't leave a team like Rowan with so much openness to get back in the ballgame if you can't make your foul shots.
Well, O'Calley, not an accomplished free throw shooter, just 42%, but he makes one there. It's a 10-point game. Chance of defense. Lunsford fires away, no good. And the rebound claimed by Burno.
And O'Calley and Rowley there just created a wall, literally a wall that Rowan couldn't break through underneath the bucket.
Burno misfires, O'Calley doesn't. It's just tough to block at the 6'9". 12-point game. Henderson drives in, wild shot, rebound, Rowley.
And you just get this sense right now that Union just is just playing better on both ends of the floor, and the Roadrunners are just almost perplexed at how good Union has been able to play both on offense and defense, and it's just becoming more and more evident that Union is most likely going to get out here and survive with an upset. They certainly have played well enough. Still have 8.5 minutes to go, though.
Rowley. Burno steps back, decides to pass. Shot clock's down to 8. O'Calley puts it up off the glass. It doesn't go. And it's rebounded by LeBron. A lazy pass. Scooped up Lunsford. And then he tried to guide it over, and eventually it stays with the Roadrunners as Lunsford able to hit the floater and a timeout. Timeout, Rowan Gloucester and head coach Will Wareham will take a break. You're watching the Region 19 tournament on Brookdale TV. Brian Goudsworth, Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our Brookdale TV crew with you today. And we thank you for spending a good part of your Saturday with us. If you've
More like the entire Saturday.
If you've been with us from the start, well, that's a lot of basketball. But
9 hours of coverage.
It's a lot of coverage.
Probably more coverage than people want, but what are you going to do? It's been a fun day. It really has been we've seen a lot of good basketball, and we knew that this was going to be the premier game tonight, and it certainly has lived up to that.
O'Calley throws it away, looking for Rowley. Just to recap the action from earlier, as the women's final is set for tomorrow, it'll be the hometown Jersey Blues against Passaic. The winner of this game tonight will match up with Middlesex, who knocked off Cumberland. Noel gets inside and scores.
And that's really the first time in a long time that Rowan has actually been able to get a bucket in the paint. That time Noel just beautifully, patiently working his way along the baseline. Rowan's going to need more of that if they're going to get back in the ball game.
Lob it in and slapped away by Hawkins. Good defensive play. Roadrunners come the other way off the glass. Henderson couldn't get it to fall. And then Plunkett trying to rip it away, and he is able to. The jump ball will give it to the Owls.
I think they're actually going to call a foul, if I'm not mistaken, Brian. It looked like the official had pointed for a jump ball, but I think they're going to get Jazir Noel with his second personal, if I'm not mistaken.
They did, it looks like. 15 foul against Rowan Gloucester. 7.5 to go.
And each time Union gets those rebounds on offense, it's basically 30 seconds off of the clock as Burno kind of travels inadvertently right at midcourt. But each time you get those offensive rebounds for Union, it's a win because you have an 8-point lead, and you're thinking if you come down the floor and you work for a good shot, that's 20, 25 seconds off of the game clock that goes by.
That was an interesting travel there from Burno, just kind of dragged the pivot foot. Union 54, Rowan 46. Handed off for Noel. Long three. He's got it. Jazir Noel from way downtown.
And this game isn't over yet, and now for Union, you have to get a bucket to answer.
Plunkett is hit. And was he behind the arc?
It may have been.
We'll see if it is 2 or 3 attempts for Najee Plunkett. It is 3, and that's costly.
And for Plunkett, he's a pretty decent foul shooter, shoots 74%.
Hi, and welcome to the Fall
First
Term
one,
Event Celebration.
Good.
And that's just a mistake. Noel picks up his third personal foul. That's just a mistake that you have got to be a little smarter about. I always say this every time a player is shooting a three. It's perfectly fine to get a hand in their face, but anything more than that is just not necessary. Because 9 times out of 10, because it is such a far away shot, you're going to get the foul called against you if you just touch the other player because the player is shooting it from such a far distance. It's an easy call for the officials each time.
Plunkett made the first 2. His third is good. 3 makes from the line. And just like that, the lead back to 8.
And that's huge. Those are huge 3 foul shots by Plunkett at the 7-minute mark.
Henderson can't hit. Offensive rebound fought for, picked up by Hawkins. Missed it on the inside. Back out Lebrano. He hits from the foul line.
We're seeing Rowan the last couple possessions fight a little bit harder inside to grab those rebounds. They don't have much of a choice. They've got to try to make something happen. And they've been able to get some mild success the last couple of possessions.
Burno drive and kick. Plunkett lines it up. Short. Long rebound. on the offensive end. Another opportunity for the Owls. McCombs kicks it back out. Here's Burno. McCombs, top of the key. That won't go. And the rebound defensively to Henderson. Bounce it for Hawkins. A bump, a bucket, and one. Blocking foul is called. Count the basket. A chance for three for S.J. Hawkins.
I thought that was actually going to be an offensive foul, but goes Rowan's way. And now this is a huge foul shot up coming from the line by S.J. Hawkins. This will be the closest Union has been in a while.
McCombs is charged with his third. Plunkett out. Trevon Bleasdale is back in for Union. Hawkins trying to make this a three-point game. And he does. He gets the roll.
It's not over yet.
57-54, inside 6 minutes to go. Rowley. There's a whistle and a foul as the shot clock was winding down.
And this is going to be free throws because now that's the 17th foul on Rowan. This will be a 1-and-1 for Jordan Rowley.
A 56% free throw shooter.
That's the fourth on DJ Henderson, by the way, Brian. So he's most likely going to have to come out of the game, although I don't see anybody else subbing in for him.
Sophomore averages 13 points a game in a 1-and-1. And he missed it. Rebound Hawkins. Lubrano thought about it. Noel spinning. Lubrano for three. And it's tracked down, and then getting fouled is McCombs. He was bumped by Hawkins. That's team foul number 8, and now we'll check on McCombs.
Yeah, he kind of waved off the Union County bench. He's okay. I just think he got his bell rung a little bit, getting hit in the head there by Hawkins. But we mentioned it a moment ago. Henderson's got 4 fouls for Rowan, and now S.J. Hawkins has picked up his 4th personal foul. So fouls starting to add up quickly. And once again, a 1-on-1 opportunity for Union at the other end.
It'll be McCombs to do the honors. He shoots it well, 76%. For the Union point guard.
And I think this is obvious, Brian, but you've got to make these foul shots if you're Union. Rowan has been getting closer and closer. They're mounting the charge. You've got to knock these foul shots down to keep that cushion at 5 or 6 points where you can relax a little bit.
First attempt, and he'll get another one.
And you talk about that Northampton game. We were talking about that with Sean Noel, the athletic director, a few moments ago. 24 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. A triple-double for Naquan McCombs against that game versus Northampton.
He started 28 games during the regular season. One of the constants. 2 out of 2.
Some big foul shots.
Union by 5. We approach 5 minutes remaining. Lubrano out for Lunsford. Way off the mark, but Burno couldn't save it.
Just unfortunate there for Burno. Had the ball in his hands, kind of lost it. Probably should have just let that ball go out of bounds. It's an opportunity here now for Rowan, down by 5.
Noel. Inside, lefty layup, no, and it's rebounded by Rowley, tied up by Noel. And it is going to be Union basketball. Will Wareham very upset.
Yeah, possession now is pointing Union's way, so they have the ball. I'm not sure really what the argument is about, but We talked about how important it was going to be down the stretch for Union to get rebounds. They have the size advantage. Rowan has been crashing the boards as of late in the second half, desperately trying to get second chance opportunities. Big rebound, though, by Rowley. Now Union's got to capitalize on that and get a bucket here.
Bleasdale. Shot clock's down to 8. McCombs a fake, spinning, stripped of the ball, and picked up by Henderson. To Lunsford, gliding in for the bucket.
And it just goes to show you why Rowan's the #1 seed. Even with them being down for the majority of this game, they're not going away.
Now the Rowan bench is making some noise. It's down to a 3-point Union lead. Down to 10 to shoot. O'Calley in trouble, finds a man, and it's Rowley for 2.
And that was the play that they were trying to hook up the last time down the floor, except the roles were reversed. It was Rowley with the ball, looking for O'Calley. They're finally able to connect on this last possession.
Noel pocket picked. It was McCombs, leads Bleasdale for the layup. (63-56). Time running out for the Roadrunners. Lebrano. Good ball movement, and Henderson misfires. And it's going in Union's direction. Last touch, Rowan Gloucester. As we get another look at Bleasdale right there.
So far, Union County has been able to answer every single run that Rowan has gone on. And for the Roadrunners, you're starting to run out of time. You just have got to start executing on offense. But it seems like every time they get close to Union, Union is able to put up a quick 4 points.
Lob pass collected by Rowley.
He's on the baseline, I think. No, he traveled.
Travel. It'll be Roadrunner possession. Hoping that a 28-3 season doesn't come to an end here tonight. But they have not led for much of the way at all in this game. Lebrano can't hit. Rebound McCombs. Bumped.
And now if you're Union, you can pull back on the reins a little bit. You don't have to go such fast up tempo here because you have a big lead. You want to take as much time on that shot clock as you can.
Burno takes it to the rim for the bucket.
That is, of course, unless you have a wide open lane in the paint. Then if you're Burno, you can just drive inside.
And then Lunsford comes back this way for a transition basket for the Roadrunners, and they use a timeout. We're down to 2:16 to play. Region 19 semifinal in this tournament. We will take a break. We'll come back right here on Brookdale TV. Back here on Brookdale TV, where our broadcasts are brought to you by Joyce's Subs and Pizza. They are located at 655 Newman Springs Road in Lincroft and available online at joycessubsandpizza.com. Final game of our 4-game marathon. We thank you for joining us for however long you have spent with us on Brookdale TV. It's been a lot of hours of basketball. Of course, we got started a little bit late because of the snow. Passaic was late arriving, and so each game has started a little bit later than expected. We're down to 2 minutes to go in this one with Burno off the rim. No, O'Calley puts it home.
And I tell you what, Jason O'Calley has really, I think, been the most improved player this year for Union. Wasn't all that strong earlier on in the season, but has quickly learned and has adapted to this offense. That was a big rebound there for O'Calley.
Lunsford gets the roll. 67-60. Some press here in the backcourt. Bleasdale is fouled at midcourt. Lebrano thought there should have been a travel, but he's not the official.
And Union's in the position that Passaic was in our women's game earlier this afternoon, where you have a lead, you've got an advantage, now you just have to make your foul shots down the stretch. Rowan's not going to be able to beat you if you make your foul shots. There's just not enough time left in the game. So for Blaisdell, it is certainly very important for him to at least get 1 out of 2 from the line here. It's a 1-and-1.
He's a 78% free throw shooter. And he misses. Door is still open for the Roadrunners. Lebrano, he drills it. It's a 3. Long pass for Rowley. And he's fouled by Hawkins, who can't believe it. And I believe that's number 5.
Let's take a look. A little bit of contact there. Both guys going for the ball. I don't always like those calls, especially on those lob passes when both players are trying to grab the basketball, but there definitely was some contact. And for S.J. Hawkins, he's gone, Brian. He's fouled out of the game.
He's replaced by Alex Angeles, who has seen limited action here in the second half. Jared Simmons has come on for Union as O'Calley will sit. Rowley at the line. Double bonus situation now with Rowan picking up 10 team fouls. First one for Rowley, and it's no good.
It's a big miss. Rowley only shooting 56% this year, but these are some crucial baskets from the foul line.
Second try, no. Rowan can get closer. Lebrano all the way. Is it a block or an offensive foul? It's
looked like an offensive foul to me, Brian. I don't know. I thought he was set. It all depends on whether he was inside that circle. Offensive foul.
Well, it was a delayed call as the officials didn't signal. And they waited until well after the play. So it'll be Union ball. Rowan showing some heavy press.
Got to get the ball in.
And there's a whistle.
And I think that's a foul away from the ball. Tom Fitzgerald pointed to one of the Rowan players. I'm not sure who he was pointing to. That's on Lunsford, so that's 2 straight fouls for Tyler Lunsford.
So McCombs at the line. After Rowley came up empty in Union's last trip. This one is good. It's a 5-point Union lead. Will Wareham has seen his team rarely lead, if at all, tonight. But they've been able to hang close. And 1 out of 2. Rebound Noel.
Still plenty of time here for Rowan. They don't need a 3, they just need a bucket.
Henderson, he's got it, and the foul. DJ Henderson, a big bucket, and a chance to add 1 more at the line. Got the contact from Simmons. And Jared Simmons is now fouled out of the game, and Marvelous Akingbala is in to replace him. This is a 3-point game again. And
Could be
Henderson's
2.
trying to make it 2.
Could be 2 if Henderson makes this foul shot.
And he does. 68-66. Crowd making noise. Final minute.
Now Union
Region 19 semifinal.
Union does have 3 timeouts if they want it.
McCombs resets. Calling out a play. Calls out for the high screen. On the drive. Off the glass. It's good.
What a move.
Lebrano to the basket. No. He's got it back. Angeles for three. Rimming. No. Tip-in doesn't go. Loose ball picked up by Bleasdale. And then crashing to the floor. A hard foul by Noel as he barreled into Bleasdale.
Tell you what, I don't know what happened with Luciano Lebrano underneath the bucket. It looked like he had a clear lane and he could have easily have put that in for two. I don't know if he was expecting contact or what, but that was a crucial miss.
McCombs back to the line. Each team is in the double bonus. Union leads 70 to 66. McCombs 76% free throw shooter. Union, who started this season 0-14, is 25 seconds away from appearing in the region title. Six-point game. Lebrano knocks it down. It's back to a three-point game and a timeout taken by the Roadrunners. We're not done yet. We still have 20.5 seconds left. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here.
I tell you, every time it looks like Rowan is down and out, they come down and they make a bucket just at the right time. And how crucial is that three? Because now that totally changes things. All that Rowan has to do is foul immediately, which I'm sure they're going to try to get a steal, but they'll foul immediately. And even if Union makes both foul shots from the line, it's still a 5-point game. You still have time, so that's just a huge bucket.
Rowan trying to stay alive. They've been defeated only 3 times all season. Their 3 losses by a combined 6 points. This one, another nail-biter that they're involved in. Team that lost just twice on the road all year. They've won 8 straight overall. Union, though, a remarkable turnaround in their season to rally around the early season adversity and turn this into, for them, a very memorable year.
Now, it's important here for Union to get the ball inbounds. They have 3 timeouts to work with. Rowan has got 0, so they can't call timeout anymore, but Union's got 3 timeouts still to play with. If they can't get the ball in, you just don't want to throw it away on this inbounds pass.
In for Akingbala.
Got a foul here.
Burno just holds, and now the foul committed by Lunsford.
I'm surprised. It didn't look like Union was, or Rowan rather, was trying to go for a steal. They pretty easily let Union inbound the ball, and then they didn't foul. They let 5 seconds go off the clock, so miscommunication at that timeout.
Burno takes his turn. Shoots just under 80%. Burno, who scored 24 points in the team's last game, has made this a 2-possession game, 5-point Union lead. Angeles gives it up. In the final 10 seconds, Lebrano forces, and he's got it. 2-point game again. And there's a whistle. And it
Timeout, I
is
think, by Union. There's a smart timeout because they've got 3 to use. You might as well use them in the last 7 seconds.
I'll tell you, though, give credit to Rowan Gloucester. I mean, they haven't led for at any point, but they just keep on coming. And like you said, you think they're out of it, and then Lebrano hits a big 3, and this game just will not end.
Yeah, it's a testament to how good Rowan has been this year. They're the #1 seed for a reason. I think Union has surprised a lot of people. Hasn't surprised you or I, because we knew that this was the team that was going to be taking the floor tonight, but Lebrano has had some critical shots from behind the arc, really keeping the Roadrunners single-handedly in the game. Look at it again. And, you know, good defense there by McCombs. Not really much else that you can do yet. You could say to yourself, well, why didn't he get a hand up? He's got a hand in his face. Anything closer and you run the risk of fouling the guy, and that's the last thing you want to do. Just shows you how talented Lebrano is. He can knock that down even with a hand in his face.
What a day of basketball, Region 19 tournament style. And the last game has been perhaps the best. 6.9 seconds remaining. Union up by 2. In for Burno. Fouled immediately by Henderson. And more free throws coming.
Now, I've said before that if Union makes their foul shots, they can pretty much seal the deal. In this situation, I think finally Rowan's been down and out. They come back, and they're down and out. They come back. They make a 3 at the other end. I finally think that if Union can get these 2 foul shots from the line, I think it's pretty much game over, because you just look at the amount of time that's left. It would take a miracle then, even with a 3, to be able to still have enough time to, after the 3 is made, to foul Union, go to the line again. I just don't see it happening, but, a big but, Burno's got to make those 2 fouls. 2 foul shots.
That would make it a 2-possession game. The first one is good. The next one is critical.
Now, if he misses this, Rowan's got to be ready to get that rebound and run down the floor. He only got 5.7 seconds.
Burno, second attempt, good. It's a 2-possession lead.
Just can't foul if you're Union.
In for Lunsford in the final 5. Stepping back is Stan Martin. No, he's got it. Stan Martin has not been in the game at all. And this is a 1-point game with just over a second remaining. And Union, they got a timeout.
Yeah, they did.
This game is
Barely.
unreal.
Oh my
The
goodness.
number of shots that the Roadrunners have hit down the stretch here.
And you mentioned it, Stan Martin, he hasn't been in the game all
That's
evening
what I mean.
long.
It's incredible.
Wow. Unbelievable.
How many other players have scored in this game, and then Stan Martin steps back and drills one?
Well, I mean, good for Stan. I mean, coming into the game, crucial 3, man. I mean, get your name on the board. Give your team, albeit a long shot, but still a shot with 1.3 left.
I'll tell you, this is unreal.
Didn't I tell you that this was going to be the game tonight? This was going to be the game in these semifinals. This was going to be the game that was going to come down to the wire. I don't think it was going to be a high flyer in the high 80s, but it certainly has been close the entire way. And give credit to Rowan. Remember, there was a time where they were down by double digits, Brian, early in the second half, so they have fought back. But wow.
Now it's Union ball. There's 1.3 remaining.
I mean, really all Union has to do here is just inbound the ball, but it's easier said than done.
McCombs will do the honors. In his face is Noel. There's a whistle. So I think we got a foul before the inbounds.
May actually not necessarily be a bad thing for Rowan, because now no time comes off the clock. They're going to have to foul anyway, so It's a risky move because now you put Union at the line without having to try to inbound the ball, but may not be a bad thing.
It's like Union has to be looking on nervously, though, because this is about as nail-biting as it gets. A game that they've controlled for the entire way and haven't been able to put it to bed.
And Rowley isn't the greatest foul shooter in the world. He's only shooting 56%, so if you wanted to foul a player and put him at the line, Rowley is definitely the one if you're the Roadrunners. Hasn't been his strength.
I guess they went with the hack-a-shack strategy, if you will, there. Putting the weak free throw shooter at the line. There's a discussion ongoing here between Jerry Henderson and the official Tom Fitzgerald. I'm not sure what this is about.
Yeah, I don't know what this is all about here, Brian.
A long stoppage before the free throw attempts.
I have no clue. I'm not sure what that's about. I thought it was a foul, and it's
All
two
right.
shots from the line.
Rowley at the line. His first one. It's up. Short.
Well, it's going to be a heave if Rowan gets this rebound, but it's a shot. It's a chance.
I don't think I'm ready.
You have enough voice? Take a deep breath. It might come. Here it comes.
Rowley.
Oh,
No
boy.
good. A second left. And that is it. This one is over. Down go the #1 Roadrunners. And the Union Owls prevail. Their remarkable turnaround season continues, and they play for the region crown right here tomorrow afternoon. The final score tonight, Union 76, Rowan Gloucester 75. As the Owls celebrate a tremendous victory here at the Collins Arena in the region semifinal game. And as we'll get set to welcome you back inside as you hear the crowd heckling a little bit there, back here with Brian Goudsford and Tim Catalfamo. Tim, a game that had at times heart-stopping action. I mean, it was back and forth all game long. It was hard fought to the wire. So often that's what you get with Unions. There's a lot of commotion going down there, but we'll try to ignore that for now. In the end, though, Union survives all of the shots that were made down the stretch by Rowan. A valiant effort by them as the #1 seed. They come up just short, and just hats off to Union for this performance.
Yeah, I tell you what, they really did a nice job. The underdogs coming into this tournament, I think the more underestimated teams as the 4th seed, but they took it to Rowan. They performed incredibly well. I can't believe how many times Rowan kept back in this game. I mean, it looked like several times they were down and out. There was no way they were going to get back in the game. They made 3 after 3. Stan Martin, a player that never even played 1 minute, makes a 3 to bring it to within 1. I mean, it's just incredible. This is definitely going to sting for the Roadrunners because they had so many great games this season, and they come up short against a team that, quite honestly, mid-season was nowhere close to making it to any type of tournament, any type of postseason play in Union County. So the story, Cinderella story, I guess, if you will, for Union County continues, but a tough loss for Rowan. But both teams really did, in the second half, step up their performance. They played their hearts out, and Union just comes out on top.
So once again, the final score, it's Union who wins it, 76-75, the final tally, and one that we will remember for a long time. It was a memorable day of basketball all day long here on Brookdale TV, and Tim and I aren't done. We're right back here tomorrow for the championship games, where it'll be the hometown.
How many
Jersey
hours
Blues.
is that? How many?
Yeah, not too far away. We still got to prepare, too. Brookdale will take on Passaic, and it'll be Middlesex in Union in the men's game. So we thank you for joining us all day long here on Brookdale TV. For Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our Brookdale TV crew, I'm Brian Goudsford saying thanks so much for watching, and we'll be back here tomorrow where we'll see you next here on Brookdale TV.
And I'm joined here by Coach from the Union team. How does it feel for this win?
It was a great win. God knows we've been through a rough season from having our games pretty much, 10 wins taken from us to fighting back and getting back in the playoffs, which was goal 1. Goal 2 is definitely to win the region. Goal 3 to win nationals. So the journey continues.
And quite a nail biter out there, wasn't it? I mean, last second, holy crap. What was going through your head and what were you thinking for your boys?
Well, I knew that Gloucester was going to compete to the end. I personally know some of their players on the team, and they're very tough kids, so I knew it was going to be down to the end who wanted it more. Yes, it was definitely nervous, but I knew we were going to pull it out in the end.
And are you ready for tomorrow?
Definitely. We can't wait. I won't be able to sleep tonight watching film all night.
Wow, look like you have a job to do, huh?
Thank you. Definitely. Appreciate it.
No problem. And back to you guys. Tonight, that was the Game 4 wrap-up. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Simi, and on behalf of BTV, thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.